How fast can you get a project onto social media and a website? This is a trick question since most are clueless when it comes to 1 to 5 year brand marketing. This is My Online Toolbox providing weekly quick tips and reminders in all facets of marketing with predominantly an emphasis towards growing your business with more quality leads, emphasizing more and quality. We target online marketing with a combination of education, strategy, and an implementation to make the education and strategy happen. It doesn't matter whether you have a website or don't have a website and are only relying on social media and eventually heading towards having a website, but combined, the way the market works traditionally is not focused, again, not focused on any of your long term objectives. We actually were stimulated by another consultant who did a post about long term planning, and we made comments about long term planning because most people don't have any long term planning. This industry, unfortunately, is saturated with people thinking for days, weeks, and maybe a few months out, but not the real long term plan of building your business. And that's what the focus is here. So when we ask people how fast can you get a project onto social media and a website, it is a trick question right there from the beginning because the word how fast is actually misleading many people. The problem is many contractors don't know how to approach the word how fast correctly, and worse, many of the people in marketing, especially the younger generation, is so focused in on short-term objectives that they're incapable of thinking beyond a long-term horizon like traditional businesses grow. So what we want to do is take a real project. We always, unlike many other people in the industry, they post all over the darn place, and all you do is hear them talking, talking, talking. But when you really study their posts, you'll notice that they don't really show a lot of real examples. And when you look at the endless supply of weekly updates with My Online Toolbox, we have a different approach. We talk about topics, but we show real examples. In this particular case, we're not worried about our competitors attempting to copy and steal from us because if it's not ingrained in how they think, it doesn't really matter. They simply will attempt to replicate what we're saying, but if they're not consistent on a long period of time, it doesn't matter. So here's an example of something real recent. One of our clients finished a beautiful custom home build, and then, of course, just yesterday, this is live, that they did a social post. But what we want you to do is realize that this new home that was built had to link to a new web page. That implies that the web page had to be built first, which it did. So when that web page was built, and here what we're going to do is just quickly show you a few little scroll downs here. When we have this picture here that you're seeing, we had to first make sure to rename the file. We also had to position it for SEO. And that's just a simplistic example of showing you that when you look at an image, that behind the scenes, there are other topics that are attempting to help the person through his long-term objectives of being found. And then here, what we want to do is show you, if you notice, these files were loaded in April of 2022. And we're going to get back to that in a moment because I said that we just made the social post and here we are a few weeks later in May. And the key point is that nobody was under pressure to go quickly because we could have posted really quick and not have a synergistic approach between the different topics. You must remember, at least if you're thinking about long-term objectives, and most of the people around you, whether it's the programmers, whether it's the social people, possibly photographers, possibly video taking people, all of them may not be around in your long-term plan. So what you need to do is think of your marketing as a foundational approach that regardless of who is helping you talk about your story, including you want to ensure that that story stays consistent and connected regardless of who the person is helping you at any given moment. And as what the answer is, because this is a trick question, how fast can you get a project onto social media and a website? And the answer is so simple, at least if you care about your long-term objectives, is it takes as long as it takes to be the best, again, to be the best for your long-term branding initiatives. You will lose when you or others have unrealistic time and quantity objectives. Way too many people are out there telling you need to post daily, God forbid, or even many times weekly, which is a little bit excessive. Whether you like it or not as many people care about what you're doing. I know egotistically you want to be, or egocentrically you want to feel that everybody needs to know what you're doing on a play by play basis. That's not true. And we have literally dozens upon dozens of real examples of where people go in a very consistent manner, but the reality is it's because of their 1 to 5 year plan. If you feel you need to just keep posting and posting or updating your website without it being continuously connected, such as organizing your images correctly, renaming them after you've organized them. Understand these images so they allow you to tell a story about a project. We could show a picture of any kitchen, just using that as a great example. You post a kitchen, wonderful. But when you look at the kitchen and you see a countertop, how do I know when I look at a picture whether it's marble or quartz, as an example? And that's just the easiest one. We need to understand these stories so then the brand of who you are and the best of who you are evolves over a period of time. After this is all organized, it just takes an extra few hours. It does. And of course, it costs money, but big deal, especially if you're focusing in on the 1 to 5 year plan. You want to then optimize the pages, web page, should I say, in order to help the search engines fully understand the dynamics of this for search, then post to Facebook. In this particular example, we're not showing a video because that gives away a little bit of our tactics. And also, this excludes other social media such as Instagram. But then we took a step back. We were just curious about this one particular client, and we realized we were already getting a more than 5 year review in 2019. This gentleman has gone through many permutations of growth. And here we are 3 years later, and he's now become a home builder. And this break into the home building marketplace, this is not his first home, by the way, has been growing in a very steadily focused area while also protecting the other areas of his residential remodeling and commercial remodeling business. So, again, the answer is how fast can you get a project onto social media and a website? You must adhere towards knowing as long as it takes to be the best for your long-term branding initiatives, realizing most people, and they could talk the talk and tell you about, yes, we all want long-term objectives, but many of them are incapable of strategizing that far out. We're going back to the title on top, where you predominantly have to appreciate your efforts beyond just the job. Too many people don't. They just need to get everything going as fast as possible to send out an invoice and get paid, but that's not going to help you for your 1 to 5 year plan. Value yourself for the outcome and do not let others rush to promote you based on time. You will give up quality as it relates to the story as well as it relates to your long-term SEO search engine optimization objectives. So we want to remind you to treat growing your business for more quality leads over an extended period of time. This is My Online Toolbox reminding you to please like us on the My Online Toolbox Facebook page, subscribe to us on the My Online Toolbox YouTube channel, and never forget to start planning yesterday for next year's marketing and profits. Have a healthy week, and we will see you next week.